Growing up in Chicago was a disciplined life with my father. I attended a high school seminary to become a priest in a couple of years, and because my friends were all signing up for the draft and were being drafted, I felt some shame. And so I walked into the Monsignor and asked him to relieve me of this wonderful duty of going to school here, because I wanted to get into the Army. He says, "You're in the Army. You're in God's Army." He was a wonderful old man. He said, every soldier and every leader has to display a great deal of courage before they are selected for the difficult tasks. I said, "But I want to go where my friends are." Well, in the Korean War, they activated, or prepared to activate Ranger units. So I quickly prepared my papers, and I fortunately got the selection, and did the training at Fort Benning. And I was one of the several push officers of rank of captain or lieutenant that were sent out to await empty seats. They figured there'd be a few of them. I was picked up by 4th Company and had a little more training to do with those fellows. Practiced parachute jump and a few other things. And went through some wonderful years of active operations. Had General Abrams, who had accepted me as the commander of the 5th Group. He had a large number of volunteers, but he gave me the honor. I guess that's the most proud honor I'd had. But the worst and saddest moment was the day I left. If he did, he made a big mistake, because it was an accumulation of talent. For every group commander that had been there, they were all great, really. They were my example, and I did the best I could to follow them.
And Miss Jackie, when you watched the movie The Green Berets, did you see your husband in that role?
Oh no, I wasn't in any movies. Those are some magnificent soldiers. And I don't think the spirit has changed an iota. I think that if they're anything, they're improved. And if there's any better way to train junior leadership in your Army, it's right there at Fort Bragg. I think those groups, each one of them could carry a division of infantry and take anybody. Take them on. This is indeed a great honor. Probably the highest that I have ever received. But it's not really my honor. This honor belongs to every soldier that I was ever honored and permitted to serve. They didn't serve me, I served them. And I'd like to correct a misunderstanding or misgiving about Creighton Abram. He personally told me the only thing he had about Special Forces that concerned him was the fact that we had all the leadership, the junior leadership, the non-commissioned officers in the Army, drawn to them into Special Forces. And he said he imagined at that time there could have been more than 10 or 15 battalion commanders that should have been serving American battalions rather than running around the jungle with the Vietnamese soldiers. And he says, don't forget it, they're the best. I said, no, sir, I won't forget it. And so I'm telling you that this award is tremendous, and I owe it first to her for letting me go whenever I got the requirement to do. And next to the officers and non-commissioned officers of the 5th Special Forces Group in Vietnam. They made me what I am. They gave me their hearts, and a lot of them their lives. And I never forget them. Every night I speak to them, and I pray for every night, pray to, ask them to pray for me. This honor is really for those lads that did for me what they did. Or they didn't do it really for me, because if you would talk to any one of them and ask them a question, what was your first love? They'd come back 9 out of 10 and tell you, he said, after my father or someone told me the greatness of this country, he says, I guess it'd be America. And then the United States Army.